Okay, so I finally got some time and whatever to make a bunch of videos here. But um, last night or a couple nights ago, I was watching basketball, and they had the "Be Like Mike" commercial on, and I was like, "Why in the world do they have a "Be Like Mike" commercial on?" I mean, he doesn't even play basketball anymore. So I guess basically they remade this commercial because it's the 50th year of Gatorade, so they reissued this commercial. And so the commercial came out in 1991 after the Bulls won their first championship with Michael Jordan and whatnot. But it is actually 23 years ago as well. So 23 years ago, appropriately because he's also number 23. But the original Be Like Mike came out 23 years ago. Jordan's 23. But the commercial then was re-released this year, and it was re-released during All-Star Weekend, and it specifically aired during the All-Star Game, and the All-Star Game was on the day after Valentine's Day. And then Westbrook was number 0. I've talked about Space Jam like crazy lately. It's it's totally they're running with this story. It's ridiculous. Um, so it was over Lupercalia, but whatever. So um, the game was actually, or this commercial was re-aired during the All-Star game that was the day after Valentine's Day. So anyway, the original commercial, like I said, was 23 years ago in 1991. But if you scroll down here, you'll find out that the exact date that the commercial was released in 1991, let's see here, I know it's way down here, was on August 8th, 1991, 88. On August 8th, 1991, Quaker officials, 2,000 strong, gathered outside the Quaker Tower to see the announcement of their prize brand's new spokesman. Tubs of Gatorade littered the tent over the parking lot, and the spot, which ended with "Be Like Mike, drink Gatorade," was shown to the crowd. So that commercial literally released on August 8th, 88, and then they re-released it this year during the All-Star Weekend, which is over Lupercalia, and it has to do with Valentine's Day. So anyway, I went to this website because I was trying to figure out like how many days it was from the day that Jordan won the NBA Finals that year, and how many days it was until the commercial came out and like until Valentine's Day, whatever. But so as I was going to this, I went to this website to find it here, and I noticed that it shows his numbers here, and it shows that he was number 12, and I had never heard of that before in my ever. I knew he was 23 and 45, but never 12. And I had talked about these in previous videos with Space Jam, and 45 is Valentine's Day, and um. Anyway, so let's look at number 12. He actually was number 12 for one game. And that was because on Valentine's Day, 1990, someone snuck into the Bulls locker room about 90 minutes before the team's tip-off and swiped the NBA Legends game jersey out of his locker. So, literally on Valentine's Day, everything I've talked about, his jersey was stolen and he had to wear number 12 for one game. I mean, come on. It just makes me laugh. It's so ridiculous. Now, why number 12? I'm not for sure. I've thought about it. I just can't really find like the right reason yet. But it says that he did try to fit a fan's replica jersey on, but it didn't fit. So then they had to use number 12 with no name on it. But not only was it Valentine's Day, it was, let's see here, I'm in the wrong season. Hold on one second. Okay, here we go. 1990 season here. If my computer will go. It's going really slow. Come on. Okay, finally. So, Valentine's Day, like I said, and then that year, 240, which is Valentine's Day, was the 49th game that the Bulls played. 49th game Jordan started, and he scored 49 points. They also lost the game. They lost the game by 6 points, even though he scored 49 points on the 49th game, but 135 to 129. If you add these up, it adds up to 264. And 264 is 88 plus 88 plus 88, or 88 times 3. I mean, what are the odds of that? Also, 49 is significant because 49, or actually the 49th prime number, is 227. And 227 is February 27th, which is also Valentine's Day on the Julian calendar. So 49 is 227, and that is also Valentine's Day. I also found it pretty interesting that the same year that the Bulls won their first NBA championship, the NBA All-Star Game was in Charlotte, and I talked about Charlotte a ton of times, and like the NASCAR videos, Kobe Bryant was actually originally drafted to Charlotte and then traded to the Lakers. Michael Jordan actually owns the Charlotte Bobcats right now. At Talladega Nights, that's where Ricky Bobby wrecks. That's where the NASCAR All-Star Game is. That's where the nylon ropes fell and wrecked Kyle Busch. And there's all kinds of stuff with Charlotte. And I just found it interesting that the NBA All-Star Game, the same year that the Bulls won their first championship, was in Charlotte as well. Also, just interesting that the game was on February 10th, which is the 41st day of the year, and it was the 41st NBA All-Star Game. And if you add up Charlotte, C is 3, H is 8, it adds to 103, which is 27, the 27th prime number, and also 27 years ago was 1988. 1927 was 88 years ago, and Michael Jordan was also 27 years old when he played in that All-Star game. I guess the last thing I'm going to say even on this, I mean, if you don't believe it, whatever. I've been talking about it for how long now? There's so many connections. It's just ridiculous. It's all about Valentine's Day. I don't know exactly where they're going with it or what they're doing with it, but they're definitely running with a Space Jam Valentine's Day theme. But anyway, and it has to do with Michael Jordan, obviously, but so Gatorade was originally produced and marketed by Stokely Van Camp Company. And I think Gatorade, it said, was actually invented by 4 different people, but it doesn't say that on here. It just shows the company. It doesn't say the names of the people, but it does show who the owner of the company was, and it was Gilbert Van Camp. And he was born, weird that he was born on Christmas Day. I mean, that's just whatever, Christmas Day, I guess it could happen. But he died on April 4th, which is a very popular day, but it's also 49 days after Valentine's Day. So just going to end it there. Have a great night. Hopefully you get a bunch of other videos posted. Who knows? I got a lot of stuff to talk about, so bye.